everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be telling you a story of exactly how I got pregnant as a teenager and had a baby without knowing. I never knew a day like this would come where I would pick up my camera and share my story for the whole entire world to hear and even watch, because even my closest friends do not know this part of me, do not know that this has happened in the past. I'm sharing this story because life is short and I want to be the one to share my story myself, and I believe a lot of the younger ones out there would be able to learn a thing or two from my experience and my story. Please make sure you watch this video till the end and do not skip any part of this video so you can get the full details of exactly what went down. After I finished my secondary school, I had written my WAEC examination. For those that are not in Nigeria, WAEC exam is sort of a compulsory examination that certifies that you've attended a secondary school. It is the exam that you have to write to leave secondary school. So I had written WAEC and I had written NECO back then, where I did my secondary school. So after the exam, my dad was transferred from the city where we were living back then in Makurdi back to Delta State. So we had to move out of Makurdi after my exam, almost like immediately, like 2 or 3 weeks after my exam. We had to move out of Makurdi and back to Delta State. So when I got to Delta State in the village, I stayed in the village for a couple of months and I needed to get something to do with my life, and I decided to go to Lagos and visit my uncle. Since I had finished secondary school, I was awaiting university, so during that time I decided to travel down to Lagos to visit my uncle. When I went to Lagos, it was really lonely for me because I didn't know anyone, I didn't have any friends. I wasn't going anywhere at all. I was always in the house, except on days where my uncle's wife would say I should follow her to the market, and then I'll follow her to the market, and then when we come home, I'll just be at home, watch TV. It was really boring. All of my uncle's children, then I was way older than them, they were just young children, and there was really nothing we could discuss, or they were kids, and although my elder sister was also in the same house, living with my uncle at the time, she was always working, so it was really lonely for me. I was always indoors. I didn't have anything to do. Every day I wake up, I'm in the house. It's either we are going to church or my uncle's wife will say we should go to the market. It was really lonely for me. And at one point, my elder brother got me a phone, a Nokia phone, and he got me a SIM card as well that I was using with the phone. So when he got me the phone, I was very happy. I had to call my friends in secondary school. Remember that I said I did my secondary school in Benue State, right? So I had to call some of my friends, my very close friends. Then I gave them my number and we started chatting, not chatting, we started calling each other. And then from there I had opportunity to give out my number to people, and I started making friends gradually because at least I had a phone. So the boredom that I was feeling, I wanted to do anything to ease the boredom that I was feeling in my uncle's house, because in the morning my uncle would go to work, the children would go to school, my elder sister that was living with my uncle would also go to work, and it would just be me and my uncle's wife in the house. Sometimes my uncle's wife would also go to the market and leave me alone in the house. So it was really lonely. And like I mentioned, I didn't have any friend in Lagos back then. So after I spent like 3 months, no, not up to 3 months, after like a month or so in Lagos, one day I was just in my house. I was just in the house in our room, me and my elder sister, and I was just there. My phone rang. I checked who was calling. It was my friend from secondary school back in Makurdi. We are going to call that my friend B. Okay, so B called me. Every time I talk with my friends, back then in secondary school I had two very close friends, or three very close friends, but after I left school I was consistently talking with one a lot because she had a phone, and it was not everybody that had phones at that time in my school. Okay, so back to what I was saying. I had this my friend B that would talk almost every time. Midnight, that time midnight call was in vogue, so we'll talk midnight every we'll talk at midnight because it was cheaper to talk at midnight back then. So on that fateful day, I was just chilling in the house with my elder sister, thinking about what to do in my life, just chatting away and all of that. And then my phone rang. I saw that it was my friend B that was calling me. So I picked up the call. The moment I picked up the call, the energy and the vibe I was getting from the other end of the phone was very, very scary. I picked up the phone and this girl was crying so hard. She was crying. And if you know me, I don't know how to handle things like that, having someone cry. So I was so scared. I thought something bad had happened, so I kept saying, what is it, what is it? My elder sister was sitting very close to me and she was like, what? And so I had to put the phone on loudspeaker for my elder sister to see that the person that called me at the other end of the phone was seriously crying. So after a while I kept asking my friend B what the problem was. Asked, what is the problem, what is it? And she kept saying it was just crying. After a while she was like, Emily, why? I'm like, what happened, what is it? I kept asking. For a while she did not want to tell me what was happening, and suddenly she just said it, and whew. So she was like, Emily, why did you do this? After everything we've been through, after everything we talked about, after how we've planned our life to be, why did you have to go and do this? So I was like, what did I do? Tell me, what is going on? What did I do? She did not want to tell me because she felt like I already knew what was going on and I was just pretending. All right, so I kept asking. My elder sister was there looking at me and looking at the phone, somebody crying at the other end of the phone. And then after so much persuasion, my friend now decided to open up. So she said she saw my other classmates in secondary school, one of our classmates, a guy at this point, and we are going to call this guy J. She saw J the previous day in Makurdi. Mind you, I had left Makurdi immediately after my WAEC, and she said she saw J the previous day, and J told her that he saw me a week before that previous day that she saw him. And he said I was standing at the entrance gate to my family house where I lived back in Makurdi. I was standing at the gate and I was heavily pregnant. That's I could even give birth any moment from when she was calling me. And the moment I heard that was what the story was and that was what was making her cry, I laughed so hard. And my elder sister that was sitting close to me also in the same room started laughing so hard as well. And she was like, why are you laughing? It's not funny. You told me you have left Makurdi. You told me you're no longer in Makurdi. And all this while we have been talking, and you did not even tell me you were pregnant, and someone else had to be the one to tell me you were pregnant. And why did you even go and get pregnant? We're very close. You're my closest friend in school. I didn't even know you were dating anyone. How come? What happened? After all the scripture union we're going to, because in my school back then in secondary school, we were like the ones handling our school fellowship, scripture union. We had our post. I think I was the usher. I can't remember my post now, but we had our post. We're the ones like seeing that, you know, people are living for Christ, people are, teenagers are not just living anyhow, you know. So my friend was really disappointed, and she felt so disappointed in me. Emily, how could you do this after all the promise we made to each other that we are going to keep ourselves till we get married and all of that? A few just a few months after we left uni, you decided to go and get pregnant. What are you going to do? How are you going to go for uni and all? My friend was crying. And like I said, I was laughing, my sister was laughing, because where exactly is this story coming from? And the fact that someone said they saw me heavily pregnant, that means at that point the baby was about to be born. Anyways, long story short, I told my friend no. Like I said to you, I'm in Lagos. Anybody that said they saw me in Makurdi does not know what the person is saying. That's not me, and that's just a rumor from the pit of hell. And then I was able to convince my friend that I was not pregnant. At this point, you guys, mind you, at this point in my life, I hadn't even had like the first boyfriend. Like, I have not even had like a first kiss or anything that has to do with man. I hadn't done any of that, and here I was. Somebody was saying I was heavily pregnant. Anyways, I was able to convince my friend. I just told her that whatever she said, whatever she heard, she should discard it. It's not true. And it's not like now, the phone I was using was not a camera phone, so we could not even do video call. She could not see me. Like, I could send picture of myself not pregnant or anything, but I just told her, because of course she knows the kind of person that I am. She believed me. So that call ended, and after the call ended, I and my elder sister, we had a very good laugh. Anyways, that same day, around, let's say 6 p.m. ish, another person from my school in secondary school, we are going to call this person A, and all of these letters I'm using is actually the initials of their actual name. A called me and he was like, Emily, so this is what you did. After everything, you eventually ended up getting pregnant. After pretending to be a good girl, after pretending that you don't do all those things, somebody will ask you out in school, you say no, you were pretending, and then you ended up getting pregnant. I was shocked again, like, where is this thing coming from? And then he said he has seen one of our classmates. We are going to call this one C, and C had told her that somebody saw me and I was heavily pregnant, that this pregnancy has passed abortion stage. There's no way I can. I don't know if I'm allowed to use the word abortion on YouTube, but and I'm going to have the baby. And she told me that the girl C told him that she's going to call me and make sure she laughs at me, because after all the pretense in school, I ended up getting pregnant and ruining my life. Anyways, you guys, that is something that anytime I remember, I laugh so hard, because see, people really would say things about you just because they want to. Because just imagine, how will somebody say they saw me in Makurdi when I was already in Lagos? I had already spent like a month or so in Lagos, and somebody was still seeing me in Makurdi. Now, if he had said he saw someone that looks like me somewhere, it would have even made sense. But he said he saw the person in that same house where me and my family were living, and it was me, and that we greeted. I was trying to hide, but he made sure that we greeted, and he made sure that I saw him, just so that he would confirm that this girl actually got pregnant. Anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed my story time. That is a story of how everyone in my secondary school told a rumor out there that I was pregnant after secondary school as a teenager, and that I had a baby. And I just decided to come and share the story with you guys so that you can laugh with me. And I really do hope you enjoyed watching. Has there been any kind of rumor said about you that you would like to share, please share with me in the comment section. Is there anything someone has said about you that was not true but everyone believed it? Share with me in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm going to see you all in my next one. Bye guys.